This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the president and CEO of XIM Mining, Mr. Chris Anderson. Chris, how are you again this afternoon?
Excellent, Gerardo. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you for coming on. This is a story that's new to our readers and listeners, and you're doing something that is intriguing to me. One, you have a great share structure. I want to talk about that here in a bit. But two, you have a district-scale precious metals exploration asset, the Brett property, that you're actually, unlike a lot of resource companies, exploring, and you have pretty aggressive plans in 2019. So I'd love to talk about that. There's also a lot of history tied in to the Brett property, some pretty spectacular numbers from the property. Before we get into that, I would love for you to just provide a brief overview of the company, and then let's talk the flagship in 2019.
Absolutely. Well, Ximen Mining is it's focused in precious metals in southern British Columbia. We have 3 assets in the company. We own them all 100%. Since the market has been fairly tough, we've made a decision that we wanted to use our geological expertise to assemble assets and then option these. What we did was we decided to option 2 of these assets out to other public companies. So we get some cash and stock on an annual basis on our two of our projects that we own 100%, and then our main asset is the Brett project, which is one of the late discovered epithermal discoveries in southern British Columbia that's been yet unmined. It's the Brett project has had about 186 diamond drill holes put into it, and it's got a 1,500-foot drift done, and it's already had a bulk sample done that was done at surface. I've overseen 2 of the drill programs that have been done in there in 2014 and again in 2016 when we did some drilling in there, and recently we just opened up the portal that's been closed off for a while, and we opened that up in November, and right now we're in the stages of doing some permitting so we can go in and put some underground drill stations in and drill along some of the parallel structures. Some of the holes that have been drilled in here, I mean, it would kick the property off in the originally was an RC drill hole. It was 235 feet at 2 ounce.
Wow.
But they just hit a sweet spot within the system, and so the diamond drilling, the best hole into this one structure here, the main shear, they call it the main shear because it's only one of many, we're assuming, is 55 feet at 1 ounce. In one of the parallel structures that we're chasing on the underground side, there's the best hole that's into that is 4.9 ounces over 1.3 meters. So rather than doing some more surface drilling, we want to get in underground and drill along and try and delineate that structure from underground. We've done some 2014. We did some regional exploration within the camp, and we've assembled a fairly large land package there. And we've done some regional drilling, but we've got some very good comparison numbers to something like Blackwater with low disseminated gold, 30 meters of 1.8 grams. And then but nobody's going to be opening an open pit up in that area. But so we're chasing high grade. That's what we're focused on. And the property is, we've paid several $1 million for it now, and we own it, and we've just cleared the NSR that was outstanding on it in November. And due to market conditions, we've sat back, and for the last 2 years we've been not doing any marketing on it. We've been focusing on cleaning the company up. We had some work to do there, and then we in October, basically we were looking at the landscape and made a decision that it was probably about time that we start to do a little bit of marketing on the company, and we felt that we should stick our head out of the sand and let the world know that we've got everything going in pretty good shape. The company's debt-free. We own all our assets, and we're ready to go to work. So we started our, with the North American markets, as you're probably familiar with, a lot of the retail market was consumed with Bitcoin and then with cryptocurrencies and with the
cannabis
marijuana stocks.
Yeah.
So we took a focus and kicked off our marketing in Europe. We started with the Munich show in Germany. And so I've been spending a fair amount of time over there making introductions and headroads into the European market, and it seems to have worked well for our market. The other thing we've done recently was we brought on, we have a great team with us, but we added a couple other gentlemen. We brought on Dr. Matt Ball, who's very familiar with southern British Columbia gold deposits, and he's been involved in active mining operations, so we wanted to bring in him to help delineate and provide us with some direction on the geological side. So Dr. Matt Ball has now joined us. He's the VP of Exploration for the company. And just recently, as of yesterday, we announced another gentleman that's joined the team, Lloyd Penner. Lloyd's got a 30-year mining history around the world, but specifically in high-grade gold, narrow vein mining, as well as underground mining. And he's been involved in some operations, like I think he ran the Q&R mill here in BC. But so he's been working with Dr. Matt Ball to advance our permits and help us get our underground drill program that we want to get organized for this for the Brett. So there's a couple of things, and our share price has done fairly well recently. So we've had on the radar several other key assets in the area, and provided that we maintain our capital structure, it's one of the cornerstones that we want to make sure we do.
And it's a good one. It's a good one, by the way. I'd love to get into the capital structure in a second.
Sure. What we're using right now is we want to use our structure basically to help acquire some other key assets that may be very near term to production. And one of them that we announced that we're working on right now is the Kenville Gold Mine, which is near Nelson. It's got patented crown grants. They were almost ready to go, and they were like 3 months away from breaking the ground. And Lloyd Penner, who's joined our team, was the one spearheading that when they ran out of money. So we're looking at acquiring that, and so you might want to follow us closely on that one. But they got about 43-101 with about 300,000 ounces in it. But that's a very interesting project that we're looking at, and that's something that's come up only because we can use our share price towards the acquisition. But that's a kind of a quick overview. One of our projects, which is called the Gold Drop, has recently made some significant headlines. We've optioned that off to a company called GGX Gold, and this year they put out some drill results there. We got 7.3 meters of over 4-ounce gold, and it was the 7th best gold drill hole in the world, 2019. Another interesting thing about it was it comes with another element called beryllium, and beryllium's used in the new cadmium beryllium solar panels. And the market for beryllium is increasing significantly, and we've probably got there some of the best drill holes, or within the top 10 drill holes in the world. We got, along with the gold, it was running, I think, an average of around 800 grams per ton over 7 meters. That cod vein that they're drilling there in GGX is one of many high-grade gold veins that we've delineated in Ximen while we were working the property over the Gold Drop area in Greenwood, BC, which is a very friendly mining camp. Right near the border. There's a couple of options on mills. One of them is the mill that Kinross has in Buckhorn across the border.
Right.
And then there's another mill that's in about 5 clicks away. It's called the Golden Dawn Mill, and then a company called Golden Dawn. That's the CEO of that company recently, well, last year had a stroke, and so the company's been off the rails for a little bit. You'll see my name there. I've stepped in as interim CEO on that company, so we now that's another topic, but that's potentially it's a brand new mill. It's only operated for about 8 months, and it's one of the only 2-line tailings pond in the province. So there's an opportunity there for Ximen should it develop some assets to go for production. And our option partner just recently announced on Sunday that they've gone back in their drilling, so they're drilling there now. And then our other asset, which is up in Treasure Mountain, that's fully permitted, and we expect that there'll be a drilling program on that this summer as well, maybe in the next couple of months. So within Ximen, there's going to be a pretty steady flow of news, because on all 3 of the assets that are currently in the company, they should all have drill programs running on them this year, which is exciting for us, an exciting value created for our shareholders, we think, as well. So I'm sorry, I rambled on there a little bit, Gerardo.
No, that was great history, Chris. Can you provide just a brief, just for context, a brief snapshot of the share structure and the market cap right now? Because in light of all of that exploration upside, and again, these aren't greenfield properties. These are, what at one time was some of the largest properties in the region, right? And so can you provide a quick snapshot and overview of the share structure and where the market cap is today?
Yes. So you're probably talking, I think I'm still one of the largest shareholders.
Yes.
And personally, and friends and family are involved in there as well. But we've got 32 million shares out. We've been recently with the appreciation in the stock price, we've had a series of warrants that have been exercised at 18 cents, 25 cents, 30 cents, 50 cents. And that's over the last quarter. The stock has seen a nice rise from 20 cents up to, we were 83 cents yesterday, and today I think we're in the mid-70s. The last financing we did was no warrants, no finder's fees. It was done at 60 cents. And we've been trying to manage that capital structure going forward so that we can really create value for the shareholders, and I'm extremely motivated to do so. I guess you can figure that out why.
Well, you should be commended for that, Chris, because again, in these tough markets, to see a financing done, at a premium of what shares traded at months before and without a warrant to limit the dilution, I think shareholders should obviously take note and see that interests are aligned. You, of course, being, if not the largest, one of the largest shareholders in the company, obviously aligns interests with shareholders as well. It's good to have skin in the game.
Yes, and I tell you that I'd really like to see, we've got some warrants at $1, and I'd really like to see those warrants get exercised sooner rather than later. So, hopefully we can, we can continue on this positive path we've been working towards, because that would be preferable over doing a massive equity financing. So, at the moment, but we'll see. Anyways, things are going good. We've got money in the bank, so we've got enough to do our work programs, and we own all our assets, and we're debt free, and we got cash payments coming in from our 2 option partners, and we got a good amount of news flow going forward on all our projects coming in, and we're looking at some strategic assets that I really think are going to add some value should we be successful in acquiring them. So I don't know what else you want me to say, Eric, but Gerardo.
I think that's it. That's a lot of shots on goal for a company that has a market cap of roughly 23 million. Let me ask you this in regards to the Brett property. You mentioned that the permit application would be filed this month to extend the historic mine drift along the trend of the main zone. How long do you anticipate that process to play out?
I think probably within 60 days.
Excellent.
That would be ready to go.
Fantastic. So we can expect hopefully some drills turning hopefully within the next couple of months at Brett. And of course, the partners that you have at the other projects are going to provide some shots on goal as well.
Yeah. One of them's already drilling now. Yes.
Excellent. Well, Chris, there's a lot to like. I encourage everybody to go to the company's website. We will make sure we post a link. Is there anything else that you'd like to add, Chris? And I'm hoping to have you back on soon as the news flow continues. You've obviously executed very, very well in a very, very tough market. I can't imagine what you'll be able to do if we get what I think is going to be an exciting second half of the year in the precious metal space.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to a positive market. I think when the market turns, we'll be in good shape to take advantage of that. So, but no, there's nothing else I think I need to add at the moment.
Excellent, Chris. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.